Quick reminder for Leafs Nation, if you're a diehard Toronto fan and you're still bleeding blue and white, subscribe to the channel and leave a like. It's the best way to stay updated every single day on our journey.
Being up.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Okay. So at that point, I'm talking about Austin Matthews' contract is what I have in mind right now, and the age of him and the age of Willie, and the progression of you have to show them that you are trending up next year as contracts come up in a way that those guys are still looking like Matthews and Willie. And you still want Matthews and Willie and want to be paying $25 million for the two of them or whatever it's going to cost.
Yeah, that's a sales job too.
If you don't think you can do that, then you have to think about the rebuild, the bigger picture. The like, hey, we just need to do something much bigger than what we're talking about here. So in this scenario, I'm just saying, if you're trying to make playoffs next year, Ekman Larson, you probably need him. I don't know how you replace him. I don't know how you get somewhere else. I know I've talked about selling a bunch of guys, but I think you have to have the realistic conversation of, can they actually make playoffs next year? Detroit, Montreal, Buffalo, those teams are all better. Tampa's still there. Florida's going to bounce back.
It's really going to be tough.
And next year, the division looks so tough. So if you're not going to make playoffs
this
next
isn't
year,
sneaking
what are you
up.
marching toward?
It's not sneaking up. We've been talking about Ottawa and Buffalo and Detroit and
Ottawa.
Montreal,
Jeez.
right? That we've mentioned, like they're coming on, right?
Ottawa's very
they've
good.
been stockpiling for 4 or 5 years now, and they're already better than the Leafs, and they have a pile of assets.
All these teams ahead of
right?
them do.
So it's a big challenge next year for the Leafs.
So
Huge
are you
to make to get back into the race?
Yeah.
Forget about making the playoffs, just to get yourself back into the conversation.
I think there's two ways to look at it. Either, like, teams are allowed to have a down year in the midst of competitive windows. That happens a lot. Teams miss the playoffs here and there. So you could look at this season as a down year for a lot of guys. Matthews was hurt for a long time. You know, the Tans,
Willie's missed a lot of games.
We know all the story, all the stuff on that side of it.
There's a lot of those things.
And different coach, different system, different set of eyes. Like, for me, there's a world where they are a decent team next year.
I think that's a fair case.
Okay? So that's the one side of it you look at. The other side of it, it's over, baby. You look at the division, you look at the ages of your top stars, you look at what's happened in the past, you look at the lack of playoff success. It's time to just pull the Band-Aid off and just, like Bukala said yesterday, take it down to the screws and just kind of start over. I just think it's a tough decision which one of those roads you're going to go down.
And I don't think you can just say, let's tear it down to the studs or whatever without finding out, without seeing if Willie's healthy, Matthews is healthy, your goalies are good, Tanev is back.
I think you go into this offseason, and I'm not sure who's going to be in charge. There's been some rumblings that maybe Brad's going to get another kick at the can here to fix this up. Like, if you go through this offseason and you make some you improve the team seemingly, and you go into next year and you get 30 games into the season and you still look like dog crap, then it's time to dynamite.
Yeah.
Then it's time to do it.
So then that means going into next year, you have to be taking the idea of being competitive next season seriously, which I think probably affects a little bit of what they do here in the coming week, the coming 3 days.
And to your point, for the past 4 years, especially the last year and a half, 2 years, the Stars have never had more power.
Yeah.
So it may not be Keith Pelly's decision or Brad Treliving's decision. It may come down to Austin's decision or Willie's decision on where they are, what they're thinking, and do they still want to be part of this?
That to me depends too on the direction they declare. Like, you see the Rangers have clearly declared, that they're going to be selling. The Canucks have declared, and all of a sudden you see guys like DeBrusk being like, I don't think I'm meant to be a part of a rebuild. You see Adam Fox not really fighting the rumors that maybe he would not want to be a part of what's going on there. I think if the Leafs were clearly doing that, you'd have Willie and Matthews going, no, I'm not spending the next 3 years doing this.
You would have to think that they've talked.
They're not going to show cards now.
You don't think they've probably had to talk to those guys about a direction at some point. No?
Not yet.
No.
No?
Well, what?
They just found out 6 days ago that they were making
if I'm
playoffs.
Austin or Willie,
Matthews was crowd surfing at 11 a week and a half ago. So.
if I'm Austin or Willie right now, why would I have that conversation now?
Why would Willie have
Right.
it at all?
You're right.
Willie will never have it till they decide they're tanking.
I think out of respect, you're going to go to those two guys this summer and just say, okay, first of all, you're going to do your end of the year meetings. You're going to get their thoughts on what worked, what didn't. What did you see? What did you feel? You're going to assess everything. And then at some point, it's going to be asked of them of how excited are you still to be here? It has to happen, right?
Mm-hmm. How did you like having Max Domi as your winger in the prime of your career here? You know, it's like I don't think Matthews saw that for him.
Well,
this year.
if you're Austin, at some point you got to ask them, like, I lost Mitch Marner.
Mm-hmm.
And to your point, I got how many different wingers over the course of the season, and Marner was never replaced. So, like, how close are we to getting a player of that caliber? You know, my season next year may depend on it again, because it certainly was a factor in what I went through this past season.
You look at the teams who have looked like, so they win a cup and then they start to bottom out, and it's like, oh, here it comes. Washington looked like they were on the way out, and they kind of got some help from some guys coming up. Alexi Protas became a guy. Connor McMichael scored 30 goals one year. You know, for the Leafs, the things that can save you from hitting the bottom they're not there. They don't have the same guardrails. So, yeah, for Matthews, I think you'd have those conversations. Hey, like, could we be in on Robert Thomas? I know that's hard. You know, we don't have the assets. Like, if we're not able to get guys, then why should I feel optimistic? I don't know, man. It's
Jason Robertson, a lot of rumbles that Dallas isn't sure that they want to pay him $12-13 million. I think based on what we know about the offer to Mitch Marner, and then the thought of potentially trading for and offering 13 or 14 million to Rantanen, that they would have no problem throwing Jason Robertson 13 or 14 million dollars.
See, now we're talking.
Who,
So-
with the Leafs?
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
No, now you're talking.
Ah.
He's one of the top scorers in the league, Sam.
He scored 50 and 100 or
his
40
numbers
some and 100.
are right up there with 5 of the big boys.
Okay.
I know
Okay.
he's flying.
Whatever flaws you have,
He shoots it in.
the man is a top National Hockey League goal scorer. Now he'd be
Did you get someone who passes?
he's still one full season away from becoming eligible, but would Austin need to hang on another year before we can get to this guy?
I don't understand. You're
Jason
saying-
Robertson
Yeah, no,
is
you're
a restricted free agent.
this year.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's going to sign a 1-year deal to play next season for Dallas.